Well, welcome back to the channel, everyone, Decoders. Hope everyone is amazing tonight. And please let me know in the chat. For the first people that arrive, please let me know if you guys can hear me. I'm working with this new mic, so I need to know if the sound is good. So please give me that thumbs up as soon as you guys arrive in the chat, and we'll see where we go. Got a lot to talk about today. It's been a lot of days since I did a video, so I have a lot of stuff I need to catch up on. Okay, people are saying it sounds good. Hopefully it's coming through clear. I'm gonna have to get used to working with this microphone, so I have to have this microphone in my face all the time. But yeah, thank you, Birdie. Thank you, Coffee Girl. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Francisco. Thank you, Jared. Pathfinder. Hello to all of you guys. Thank you, SE. Thank you, Tammy. Hello. And greetings to you also, Claudia from Germany. Hope you're well tonight. Hello, Coco. Yeah, so let's give people a few more minutes. I know there's some other people that are live in the community right now. I think there's a lot of people that are on a live stream, so we might have a bit of a smaller turnout to start, but hopefully we'll get some people in here. And yeah, we're going to talk about the Year of the Snake that's coming up, but everything that's been happening in the news the last week or so that I haven't covered is kind of tied to the Year of the Snake, of course, because we're getting so close to it. So yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot I want to talk about. We might even touch on this whole thing with the Luigi. Luigi, I didn't think that we had a Luigi and Mario on our bingo card this year, but we certainly have a riddle there for the Mario brothers. Please hit those like buttons, guys. I got 13 likes. We got 50 in the chat. Let's get those likes up, please. I appreciate that. Um, Not of this world. This is a decent hour for Oz peeps. Yeah. This is the time I usually go live. So last night I was gonna go live a bit later than normal, but unfortunately, no special guests today, guys. No special guests today. I do have a guest lined up. I have a couple guests lined up. Um, and in the future, hopefully, we'll get both of these guests on. But tonight, it's just gonna be me again. So yeah, please hit those like buttons as always, guys, and thank you guys for supporting the channel. If you guys want to support the channel, also I have a Buy Me a Coffee link at the top of this chat. If you feel like you want to donate anything, it's always welcome. But yeah, the best thing you can do to support the channel is hit the thumbs up and yeah, just watch the video. So thank you to all 56 of you. And let's start getting into it. I kind of want to go through a lot of different things here, so I think it's best we kind of jump into it. And yeah, the highest guest is Jesus Christ. Yeah. uh Always a guest in here. Very welcome in here. So yeah, thank you to everyone. Let's see. Brian says Luigi is Lucifer. Yeah. I mean, there's definitely a connection there. Um, yeah, there's a lot to talk about with this Luigi thing. Let's put it that way. But I guess we'll see how much time we have, once the end of this decode is, and then we'll talk about this Luigi thing. But the main topic of this decode, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and jump in, um, is the topic of the year of the snake. Okay, so the year of the Chinese snake is a very important year in the Chinese zodiac because if you go back through all the Chinese years, you're going to see a pattern of big events happening in the year of the snake. Things like Pearl Harbor happened in the year of the snake. Things like 9/11 happened in the year of the snake. Pope Francis becoming pope happened in the year of the snake. Queen Elizabeth becoming queen happened in the year of the snake. There was a blackout in the year of the snake in 1965. There was also a blackout in the year Elvis died in the year of the snake in 1977. There was also blackouts and solar storms in the year of 1989 when Taylor Swift was born. That was also a year of a snake. The 1929 crash of the stock market was in the year of the snake. Okay, so you guys see a pattern here. A lot of big stuff goes down in the year of the snake. Okay. And of course, this year, the most important thing that's happening so far in the year of the snake that we know of is the inauguration of the 47th president of the United States, Donald Trump. And we're going to talk about how Donald Trump is connected to the year of the snake and just how perfect it is that he is taking office in the 2025 year of the snake. Okay. Just it's perfect. Okay. So let's go ahead and jump into the presentation. Once again, hit those likes and let's jump into it. So the year of the wood snake, the green wood snake, 2025, okay? And the year of the wood snake starts on January 29th, the 29th day of the year, okay? Now, Donald Trump, who is going to be inaugurated just 9 days prior to the snake year, he is famous for reading a poem or a lyrics of a song called The Snake, okay? The first known time that Donald Trump read the Snake lyrics, he's read it many times. Donald Trump has numerous times read the lyrics to the song called The Snake, okay? And I took a screenshot here. Donald Trump reads the lyrics from The Snake to illustrate Syrian refugees. Do you guys know what's also going on in the news right now with Syria? Probably not a coincidence that we got the Syrians in the news as we're heading into the year of the snake, because Donald Trump read the original time that he read the snake poem was referencing the Syrian refugees, okay? This happened back in the year he was elected the first time on his campaign trail. January 12th, 2016 is the first known instance that I can find of Donald Trump reading the snake lyrics, okay? And here's a screenshot. You guys can go watch the video, of course. But Donald Trump reading the snake in 2016, which was not a snake year, is not a coincidence because it points us to the year where he would get elected for the second time or inaugurated the year that's coming up, which is 2025. Okay. So the year of the snake starts on the 29th day of the year. Okay. And Donald Trump is famous for reading the song or the lyrics called The Snake, spelled just like that, The Snake. Okay. Well, the snake equals 29. Okay. And again, the 29th day of the year is the snake year, and Donald Trump reads the snake. Okay. Also, in reverse reduction gematria, the word Trump equals 29. So, how perfect it is that the year of the snake starts on the 29th day of the year, and Trump is famous for the snake, which equals 29. Now, what is the snake? The snake is a song written by Oscar Brown and performed by Al Wilson in 1968. And it was used by Donald Trump in his inauguration or in his presidential campaign in 2016. And it also was read in 2024. Look at this, guys. At a rally in Ohio, another big part of this riddle, March 16, 2024, Trump again read The Snake, calling it a very accurate metaphor, and it's about our border. It's about the people we have coming in. And don't be surprised when bad things happen, because bad things will happen. Okay? So Donald Trump is talking about the snake poem, and immediately after he says, it's about the border, it's about people we have coming in, and don't be surprised when bad things happen, because bad things will happen. Okay? He's saying that. And he's talking about the snake poem and the people coming in across the border. This was in 2024, guys. This was not in 2016. This was just recently, March 16, 2024. that he made these remarks. And again, the snake starts on the 29th day of the year. The snake equals 29 like Trump, okay? Now, the lyrics to the snake are very telling. And let's go through some of these lyrics. On her way to work one morning, down the path alongside the lake, a tender-hearted woman saw a poor half-frozen snake. His pretty colored skin and his all had been all frosted with the dew. Oh well, she cried, I'll take you in and I'll take care of you. Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman, sighed the snake. All right, so here's the theme, guys. The theme is a woman taking in a snake. Okay, does this sound like anything to you? Does this sound like the first chapters of the Bible? What happens in the Garden of Eden? What is the story? The story is the woman falls for the snake, okay? She takes in the snake. She listens to the snake's words and she lets him in, okay? Essentially into her head, right? Now, in this song, it's talking about a woman walking down the path and taking in a snake, okay? Just like Eve took in the snake in the garden. I saved you. Okay, so let's go further down the lyrics. Now she clutched him to her bosom. You're so beautiful, she cried. But if I hadn't brought you in by now, you might have died. Now she stroked his pretty skin, and then she kissed and held him tight. But instead of saying thanks, the snake gave her a vicious bite. Take me in, O tender woman, take me in for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman, sighed the snake. I saved you, cried the woman, and you've bitten me even. Why? You know your bite is poisonous, and now I'm going to die. Okay, so let's go back to the Garden of Eden. When Eve tells the snake, what is the interaction between the snake and Eve? The snake says, you will not surely die. And this poem references a woman taking in a snake, and she's referencing the bite is poisonous, and now she's going to die. In the Garden of Eden, Eve says, if I eat of the fruit of the tree, I will surely die. The snake says to her in the Garden of Eden, you will not surely die. For God knows that as soon as you eat of the fruit, you will have eyes to see and you will see good and evil like God. Okay, so this is the story of the Garden of Eden. And this song is the song that Trump has been reading since 2016. All right, so think about the woman, guys. Think about how Trump is using the snake poem to talk about the woman who's letting the people in. Now, who is the woman who let the people across the border? Let's see. The woman, it was a woman who was blamed for letting people in. Again, I saved you, cried the woman, and now you've bitten me. You know your poisonous bite, and now I'm going to die. And then the snake says, oh, shut up, silly woman, said the reptile with a grin. You knew damn well I was a snake before you took me in. And the serpent in the garden says, you will not surely die, the serpent said to the woman. And the woman, Trump is reading this poem, this song, referencing a woman taking a snake in. And he's talking about how if we let people across the border, it's going to it's going to come back to bite us. And it was Kamala Harris, the woman who he beat. Remember, he beat two women in both of his elections. He beat Hillary Clinton in 2016 when he began reading the snake poem, and he beat Kamala Harris in 2024. The woman has let the people into the country, and Trump says that is going to come back to bite us. And look at where he read the snake poem, guys, in 2017 to commemorate his first 100 days in office. He read it in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. All right, so you guys see the joke here. 7 years before Kamala Harris was even thought of as being the person he would beat in 2024, he was reading the snake poem in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Now, where did Trump get his ear wound? In Pennsylvania. Where was Kamala the day that Trump got his ear wound? In Pennsylvania. Where did Trump read the snake poem to commemorate his first 100 days? In Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Okay? And he's reading this poem because it's a woman letting in the refugees, exactly what Kamala Harris did. Do you guys see how this narrative has been playing out for years? This Kamala Harris letting the people in has been playing out since before 2017. Okay? That's what this was all about. Okay, I don't see how anyone can deny what I'm saying here. So again, please hit those like button, guys. I have 56 likes, 143 people in the chat, and what I'm showing you is undeniable. I don't even need numbers for this. This is all symbolism. This is the Garden of Eden. This is the snake and the woman. This is what we are in right now. This is Trump saying that if we let the people in, it's going to come back to bite us. And he said bad things would happen. Okay, let me go back to my first slide. Trump said at a rally on March 16, 2024, when he read the snake poem, and he said, a very accurate metaphor. It's about our border. It's about the people we have coming in. Don't be surprised when bad things happen. Bad things will happen. Okay? Okay, and Kamala Harris, the woman, was the one who let the people in. She was supposedly in charge of the border. Okay? Eve was in charge of not letting the snake into her mind, and she let it in, right? She let the words of the snake talk her into eating of the fruit. Okay? So she let the words into her brain and she listened to them and she acted on them, just like the woman, Kamala Harris, lets the people in, just like the woman in the snake song that Trump sings lets the snake in and it bites her. Okay. So it's all symbolism. Okay. Now, the snake is not always necessarily referenced as a bad thing. The snake is also referenced as wisdom. So in the Revelation, it says the serpent was wise. And Jesus, in fact, says in the Gospels, he says, behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Okay, so the snake represents wisdom, rebirth or birth, and regeneration because the snake sheds its skin, right? The snake can also represent immortality. But the snake is a big symbol of wisdom. And I told you that the poem that Trump is reading, the snake, equals 29. Like Trump, like the snake year starts on the 29th day of the year. And the word wisdom equals 29 in the same cipher as the snake. Okay. So don't think that it's all necessarily bad because all symbols can be used in a positive light and a negative light. Jesus says, be wise as serpents. Okay. That's why wisdom equals the snake, okay? Because a snake represents wisdom. Now, I told you guys back on January 12th, 2016, Trump read the snake poem for the first time, okay? Notice he's wearing glasses here. And in fact, I've never seen Trump wearing glasses often. But glasses also represent people who are wise, right? Teachers often wear glasses, and these type of glasses can be symbols of wisdom, okay? But I want you guys to understand how perfect this whole thing is scripted, right? We know this. Trump read the poem The Snake for the first time January 12th, 2016. From that day to the beginning of the year of the snake when Trump will be president, it was 9 years and 18 days. Guys, in gematria, in Sumerian gematria, year of the snake equals 918. I mean, what is the chance of that? He reads this poem for the first time 9 years, 18 days before the snake year starts, and year of the snake equals 918. Wow. So if this wasn't pointing us to this year, I don't know what was. Okay. How perfect. And there's more, guys. There's really more to this. When Trump read the snake poem on January 12th, this is not December, guys. This is January 12th, except for I wrote it the way they write it internationally, right? So 121 is January 12th. So from the day he read that to the beginning of the snake year is 121 moon orbits. Okay, this is all about the moon too. Remember, the moon landing turned 666 months old on the inauguration of Donald Trump. Okay, so we're measuring with the moon here. If you go from 121 when he read the poem, 121 moon orbits later is the snake. Okay, it's exactly 121 sidereal moon months later. Just so you guys know, a moon sidereal orbital period is 27.3 days. Okay. So, how perfect again it is that 9 years, 18 days from the snake poem to the snake year is 918, like year of the snake. From the day he read 12/1, 121 moon months later, year of the snake. Okay. And look how many days, guys, from the day he read the poem to the day the year of the snake starts, 3306 days. Well, if you drop the zero in numerology, it's 336. And the snake year starts on the day that leaves 336 days in the year. Okay, so how perfect is that? You know, he reads the snake poem 3306 days before the day leaving 336 days in the year, which is the snake year starting. Okay. So again, multiple things lining up with the snake year. Okay, multiple different ways. Now, the snake year is the perfect year. 2025 is the perfect year for there to be a snake year. Okay, why is that? Well, first of all, in basic reverse gematria, year of the snake equals 225. Okay, and of course, we know the year 2025 is basically the number 225. Also, the snake, I've talked about this before, guys, but the snake has a tongue. Like Trump, he loves to speak. He loves to use his tongue, guys. Trump loves to speak with his mouth and use his tongue to speak words to get people to follow along with his mind control, whatever you want to call it. The snake has a tongue, right? Well, the snake has a tongue that looks like the letter Y. And the letter Y is literally the 25th letter, like we're going to be entering the 25th year. And again, the snake literally has the 25th letter sticking out of its mouth, guys. Think about that. The snake has the letter Y sticking out of its mouth, which is the 25th letter. And it's not a coincidence that year of the snake also equals 2025. So again, if you need more proof, if you think you need more proof now, I don't know what to tell you because it's clear that this is going to be a big snake year. Okay. Now, remember when Trump got his ear wound, okay, in Pennsylvania, remember he read the snake poem in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania in 2017 to commemorate his 100 days in office, just like he would go on to face Kamala Harris in the election in 2024. And when Kamala Harris was in Pennsylvania, Trump was in Pennsylvania and he would get an ear wound. And when he would be finished getting his ear wound, he would come up and he would have blood on his face. And the blood on his face looked like a snake's tongue. Okay. It also looked like the NASA symbol, which is also looks like a snake tongue in a way. But again, think about the symbolism, guys. The snake tongue coming right out of his mouth. I mean, how perfect it was that this mark on his mouth came out of his mouth just like it was a tongue. Okay, it looks very similar to a snake tongue. Big shout out to Derek Gematinator, who originally pointed this out to me earlier this year, and big shout out to Derek for his amazing calculator and his amazing support. Please hit those like buttons, guys. If you don't hit the like buttons for me, please hit the like buttons for the Gematria community and everyone breaking these riddles every day. Okay. So anyway, Trump, he gets the wound and he has the snake tongue on his face, and we're getting ready. He's going to be president in the year of the snake. All right, so I told you Trump said bad things would happen if we let people into our country. Just like the snake, if we let the snake in like the woman did, bad things will happen. It will come back to bite us, okay? Well, how about this, guys? In the Chinese snake, each zodiac represents time on a clock. And what is the chances that the snake on the clock, the hours that represent the snake are 9 to 11 a.m.? I'll let you sit on that for a minute. The hours that represent the snake on the clock are 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. 9/11. When did 9/11 happen? It happened in a year of the snake. So there you go. 9/11 was destined to happen in a snake year because the snake represents the 9 to 11 a.m. And when did the planes hit the towers? Well, a lot of the events during the Twin Towers were happening during the hours of 9 to 11. Okay. Of course, it happened just before. But guess what the dragon represents? The dragon represents the hours 8 to 10, or sorry, 7 to 9. So when the plane hit the towers on 9/11, it was in the dragon time on the clock. And as soon as the whole events were unfolding, it went over from the dragon time on the clock to the snake time. Just like we're about ready to go over, just like we're about ready to cross over from a dragon year to a snake year, okay? So think about that. And I'm going to show you how everything that happens in a snake year is usually big events, guys. All big. Okay. What's the first thing that happened? Well, I should say the first thing that happened is 1929. 1929 was the stock market crash. Black Tuesday, the 1929 stock market crash. Well, that happened in the year of the snake. Okay. Now, the second thing that happened in the year of the snake was Pearl Harbor. Okay. Pearl Harbor. Now, Pearl Harbor 9/11 was considered the new Pearl Harbor. Okay, so the attack that brings the United States into a war. Okay, and I believe that we're going to have the same thing happen again in the year of the snake this year. Think about it. Pearl Harbor brings the United States into the war in the year of the snake. 9/11 also started a war on terror in the year of the snake. Okay. Now, Pearl Harbor again was like the first 9/11, and 9/11 was known as the new Pearl Harbor. Okay. Now, on why was Trump just at the Notre Dame Cathedral reopening on the anniversary of Pearl Harbor? Guys, they're telling us, once again, to watch out for this year and the United States getting involved in some sort of escalating war. Okay. Trump is in France commemorating the Notre Dame on Pearl Harbor Day. On Pearl Harbor, the date was 127, right? 12/7, right? On 9/11, buildings 1, 2, and 7 fell. Okay. But there's a reason why Trump was headlined on Pearl Harbor Day at the cathedral reopening. Okay. That's a big part of this. It's pointing us to the year of the snake again, because again, Pearl Harbor happened in the year of the snake, 9/11 happened in the year of the snake, and now Trump's taking over in the same year. So here's how it gets perfect. Okay. If you guys have been following my channel for a while, you know I did a whole decode last year about Obama when he was in the classroom and he read the poem called Santa's Gotta Go. Just like George W. Bush read My Pet Goat on 9/11, well, Obama on 12/12/2023, almost exactly a year ago, Obama was in the classroom reading Santa's Gotta Go. Okay, I'm going to get to that in a minute, but let's set the stage here. A perfect number, this is a perfect number riddle, guys. A perfect number is a positive integer equal to the total of its positive divisors. Okay. For instance, the number 6 is the first perfect number. So the number 6 is the first perfect number. Okay. Because the number 6 has 3 divisors, the numbers 1, 2, and 3. If you add the numbers 1, 2, and 3 up, you get 6. So by definition, any number that its divisors add up to itself is considered a perfect number. The second perfect number is the number 28. When Trump was at the cathedral on Pearl Harbor Day, Trump was exactly 28,666 days old. So you want to talk about a perfect number ritual. That is a perfect number ritual. The first two perfect numbers in mathematics are 28 and 6. Trump was 28,666 days old on that day when they reopened the cathedral. Okay? And this points us back a year prior to this when Obama was in the classroom a perfect number amount of days after 9/11. So let's revisit that. Here are the first 5 perfect numbers: 6, 28, 496, 820, 8128, and 33,550,336. Okay. So again, I told you Trump was 28,666 days, right? That's the first 2 perfect numbers. The fourth perfect number is 8,128. Well, why is that important? Because 8,128 is the 127th triangular number. Remember, Pearl Harbor was on 127. The buildings on 9/11 that fell was 1, 2, and 7. The fourth perfect number is 8128, which is the 127th triangular number. Okay. Also, remember, on 9/11, here is the fifth perfect number: 33,550,336. That is the 8191 prime number, and 8191 is the 1028 prime number. What time did the tower fall on 9/11? 1028. Okay, so this all connects to perfect numbers. Now, when Obama was in the classroom on December 12th, 2023, it was exactly 8,128 days after 9/11. Again, 8,128 is the fourth perfect number. When Obama was in the classroom on 12/12/2023, it was 496 days after the lightning strike at the White House on Obama's birthday. 496 is the third perfect number. Okay? So Obama was in the classroom a perfect number amount of days after 9/11. He was a perfect amount of number of days after his birthday where there was a lightning strike at the White House. Remember, Barak means lightning. And if you go back 8191 days, okay, remember the fifth perfect number is 33,550,336, okay? That's the 8191 prime number. That breaks down to the 1028 prime number. Okay? Remember, at 1028, Tower 2 fell on 9/11. 64 days before that was July 9th, 2001. And Obama was in the classroom 8,191 days before 7/9/2001, which was 64 days before 9/11, where 1028 fell. And remember, the fifth perfect number breaks down to 1028 and 64. Barack Hussein Obama equals 64. Hopefully you guys understand that. I know it's a bit convoluted, but yeah, it's a bit convoluted, but it should make sense to you because it's basically a huge perfect number ritual, okay? Now, this leads us back to the idea of the snake year, okay? I told you that the number 1028, it breaks down from the fifth perfect number. You can break down to the number 1028. The Tower 2 falls at 1028, okay? Now, on June 2nd or June 3rd, 2022, a woman from France, remember, Trump was just in France at a cathedral reopening. But in 2022, a woman ran on the court and said, we have 1028 days left. But if you read about this, if you measure from the day she did this, it leads you to a different date. But I want to point out this is what they tell you about this number and what it means. Okay. The countdown began on March 28th, 2022. Okay. So what they're telling you is that 1028 days after March 28th, 2022 is the end of the ultimatum sent by last reservation to the government and the day on which citizens entered into civil resistance. France has been condemned by its own courts for climate inaction. So if you measure from the date they start the countdown, March 28, 2022, and you measure 1028 days forward, you land one day before Trump is inaugurated. And not only that, guys, you land on 9/11 backwards. 119. Wow. Remember what happened on 9/11 when Tower 2 fell at 1028 and this girl's 1028 leads us to 9/11, 119, one day before Trump takes office. All right. Do you guys understand? And what was the name of this group that protested this? Their name was Last Renovation. Does that not remind you of the Catholic cathedral in France that just got renovated? They just finished their last renovations on the cathedral, and this woman's from France, and their group is called Last Renovation. Do you understand what I'm showing you here? It's perfect. Now, I've showed this almost a year and a half ago because this is old information. I've showed this on my channel before. But this whole thing is connected to the number 85. Remember, we have 1028 days left. It leads us from the countdown start, it leads us to January 19th, 2025. Okay. That's the first date. But if you go from the day she actually did this on June 3rd, 2022, and you measure 1028 days forward, you land on March 26, 2025. That's the 85th day of the year, guys. In Gematria, snake equals 85 and blackout equals 85. And the group that she was protesting for was Last Renovation, which equals 85. And again, from the day she did this, 1028 days later, lands on the 85th day of the snake year, and the word snake equals 85. Now, the reason I'm bringing up blackout is because they've been giving us lots of programmings for blackouts, right? And I've talked about how March could be a blackout. In fact, I've been talking about how March could be a blackout for almost a year and a half because I found this connection a long time ago. But March 26th through March 29th could also be blackouts. Also, watch out for the blood moon on March 14th. Okay. There could be a climate thing that happens, guys. There could be a winter storm. This girl is protesting for climate change. So do you think that they're not having something planned that maybe a winter storm comes through in March and knocks out the power for big portions of the country? That could be what happens. Okay. But remember, guys, we got to go back to the year of the snakes. We have to understand that in the year of the snake, things usually go down in the year of the snake. Okay. Remember, Pearl Harbor, the stock market crash, 9/11, all in the year of the snake. But what about blackouts? How often do major blackouts happen in the year of the snake? Well, they happen very often, guys. So let's go through these years. 1917, year of the snake. That was the year John F. Kennedy was born. We all know what happened to him. He got blacked out. 1929 was Black Tuesday, where stock market crashed. 1941 was Pearl Harbor. That was a very dark, black day for American history. 1953 is like the only year that I cannot find something big happening, really. The only thing that happened in 1953 that's of note is Queen Elizabeth became officially coronated as queen in 1953. So that's the only year that doesn't have a big event in the year of the snake. The next year is 1965. Well, what happened in 1965? The Northeast blackout of 1965, a major blackout, snake year, 1965, okay? Now, what happened in the next year of the snake? 1977, the year that Elvis died. You know how big Elvis is with all this. Well, what happened that year? Well, there was a blackout in 1977, another major blackout. Okay. Now, what happened in 1989? Well, I didn't put this in this slide, guys, but what happened in 1989? Let me show you. 1989 solar storm. So the 1989 geomagnetic storm that happened on March 13th. Okay, this was the year Taylor Swift was born. And remember how big of a character Taylor Swift is this year. And Taylor Swift's birthday in 2 days, or in a few days, is Friday the 13th. And we know how big Taylor Swift is with the 13. But anyway, the point of this is, guys, huge geomagnetic storm in 1989. The event caused a 9-hour outage of the Hydro-Quebec electricity transmission system. Okay. The solar, look at this. Several days later, at 1:27, remember how big this number is, guys. 1:27, Pearl Harbor, 9/11, buildings 1, 2, and 7. On March 13th, a severe geomagnetic storm struck Earth. The storm began on Earth with extreme auroras. The storm caused significant interference to the United States power grid. Okay, so 1989 was huge for the power grid also. Blackouts. Okay, so I've shown you hundreds of proofs here. 1965, snake year, Northeast blackout. 1977, snake year, 1977 blackout. 1989, geomagnetic storm, severe damage to the United States power grid. That was a snake year. 2001, a very dark day, 9/11. 2013, the year the Pope was put into office. 2013, what happened there? The Blackout Bowl, guys. So even though there was no major blackouts in 2013, they gave you symbolism for a blackout because the Super Bowl that year was a blackout bowl. Okay, so every snake year has blackout symbolism, almost. And let's not forget, the word snake equals blackout. Why do you think there's blackouts in a year of a snake? Because snake equals 85 and blackout equals 85. So there you go, guys. I'm laying the foundations for what could come. I'm not saying be scared. I'm not saying it will be the end of the world, but I am saying that, snake years do often bring memorable events. Let's put it that way. So it's not a coincidence that the Super Bowl in 2013 was a snake year. And that, again, was the year that the Pope was, our current Pope, Pope Francis, that's when he took over. Now, why is this 85 so important with Trump and the fact that he's going to be taking office in the snake year? Well, when Trump was born, he was born on primary date numerology of 85. If you add his date numerology up, 6/14/1946, it equals 85. Okay. Like snake equals 85. He had the snake on his mouth after his shooting. Okay. And now let's talk about this connection with the Hunger Games, because remember, the newest addition to the Hunger Games series is a movie and a book called Songbirds and Snakes. So let's see how perfect this is. The snake year is going to start 85 days after Election Day. Trump was born on 85 date numerology, and the word snake equals 85. And Trump, the election Trump won, was 85 days before the snake year. Now, exactly a year prior to this election, a movie was released in Germany called Songbirds and Snakes. That means that Songbirds and Snakes was released on 1 year before the election, exactly 1 year and 85 days before the snake year started, and Donald John Trump equals 185. And the number 185 is like a magnified 85, right? You add the number 1 in front of the 85, and you have this magnified 85, right? 85 to the power 1, I guess you could say. Now, it's not even that, guys. Look how perfect this Songbirds and Snakes movie was correlated with the snake year. The original Songbirds and Snakes release was exactly 439 days before the snake year started. Guys, 439 is the 85th prime number. Snake equals 85. The movie was literally called Songbirds and Snakes. And the whole movie was about snakes, too, if you watch it. So 439 is the 85th prime number from the movie release on 11/17. I got this a bit mixed up, guys. On 11/17/2023, the secondary movie release in the United States to the snake year is 439 days, the 85th prime. Snake equals 85. And from the initial release on November 5th, it was 1 year and 85 days before the snake year. Okay. Yeah, and Donald Sutherland just died at 88 this year. Once again, pointing us to the Donald Trump. Remember, Trump equals 88. Donald Sutherland's death this year was all tied to Donald Trump. And Donald Sutherland plays the president, just like Trump is going to be the president. Okay. Yeah, this is just a few extra things I wanted to point out here. The group that ran onto the tennis court, they changed their name from Last Renovation to something called what's it called? It's called Food Response. Okay, so think about that, guys. Food Response, kind of like Hunger Games. Is there going to be an event that makes the food chain go down, and we're going to have Hunger Games going on? I don't know, but I'm just saying this group that ran onto the field with the 85. We have 1028 days left. Remember when Joe Biden and Kamala Harris were inaugurated, Lady Gaga was wearing the Hunger Games attire. Maybe he just was pointing us to the next election. But yeah, 1028 days left. This group was originally called Last Renovation, and now they changed their name to Food Response. So just think about Food Response and Hunger Games. And they did this on January 28th. There's your 128 code again. This 128 code is huge, guys. The bridge collapsed at 128. The date on this killer, this Luigi, who just shot down the president, the CEO of the health organization, right? On his fake ID, his address is 128. This Food Response group changed their name to Food Response on January 28th. Remember, the Pitch Black match in WWE was on January 28th, 128. Kamala Harris and Donald Trump were born 8. Let me show you this. Kamala Harris Donald Trump was born 1946, June 14th. Kamala Harris, who he just beat in the election, she was born 1964, 10/20. How many years and days was Kamala Harris and Donald Trump born apart? Well, Donald Trump to Kamala Harris, 18 years, 128 days, guys. So there's more 128s. Remember, Barack Obama, his movie had a bridge collapse at 128 into the movie. It was released on 12/8, 128. The bridge collapsed at 128. Power grid. Watch out for the power grid. Remember in the movie, power grid goes down in the Leave the World Behind, and power grid equals 128. And the ship that came ashore that knocked out the power, or when the power went out in the movie, was the White Lion. Oops, I can't type right now. The White Lion, which equals 128 like Power Grid. And remember when the ship, the Dali, hit the bridge, the power went out on the ship first, which is exactly a year before the date I just gave you guys. Remember this date I gave you? Remember how I told you that if you measure from the day that she ran on the court, 1028 days later, it lands on the 85th day of the year, March 26th. What happened exactly a year to the day of March 26, 2025? Well, you had a ship that loses power and hits a bridge at 128, and Power Grid equals 128, like White Lion was the ship in Leave the World Behind, and Power Grid equals 128. And this happened in Maryland, which equals 128. And the guy who the ship that hit the bridge was named after Dali, and his painting was called The Bridge and the Broken Dream, right? Which equals 128. Right? His painting called The Bridge and the Broken Dream, 128. President Donald John Trump equals 128. Okay. Barack Hussein Obama? Is it, or is it President Barack Hussein Obama? Hold on. Sorry, guys. Hold on. What is it that equals 128? President Barack Obama equals 128. Yeah, that's what it was. And remember, Barack Obama and his wife were born, what was it? Uh, Barack Obama was born 1961, August 4th. His wife was born in 1964 on January 17th. His man wife, should I say. So Barack Obama and his man wife, Michael, were born 128 weeks apart exactly. Okay, so this number is huge, guys. The point is 128, Power Grid, 128. They've told us blackouts are coming, right? The Leave the World Behind was all connected to the 128 code. And now you have Mr. Luigi. You have Mr. Luigi here, who's supposedly the shooter. On his fake ID, it's listing his address as 128. And where is this guy from? Mangione graduated in 2016 from Gilmore School, an all-boys high school in Baltimore, Maryland. Oh, guys, how about that? Where in the world did the bridge collapse at 1:28 a.m.? Oh, it collapsed in Baltimore, Maryland at 1:28 a.m. And this guy is from Baltimore, Maryland, or he went to school in Baltimore, Maryland. And on his fake ID, you got the 128 code. There you go. So it says Maplewood, New Jersey. Yeah. Let me type that in like Joseph says. Maplewood. Yeah, how about that, guys? Maplewood, New Jersey, 128. So his thing literally says 128 Sherman Place, Maplewood, NG, 128 code again. So if you don't think that this guy is connected to the bridge collapse earlier this year, this Luigi, he definitely is. Again, he went to school in Baltimore, and that's where the bridge collapsed. And look at this. Police say the 26-year-old was born and raised in Baltimore and has ties to San Francisco. Guys, why is that important? Can anyone in the chat tell me why Baltimore and San Francisco connecting to this shooter is important? Let's see if you guys are smart. In the chat, let me know, why is it important that this shooter has ties to Baltimore, Maryland, and San Francisco? How does that tie in with what I've already told you in this video? How does it tie in with the blackout narrative that I already told you in this video? Let's see if you guys are paying attention here. Just an experiment. Let me see if I can find my slide here. Well, they both have a bridge. Yeah, that's one thing to think about. They both have a bridge. The Golden Gate and the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapse, right? But look at this. What was the Super Bowl? It seems my computer's malfunctioning, guys. If I don't know what's going on with my computer, but hold on a second. All right, so what was the Blackout Bowl? Oh, someone in the chat is very smart. Jesus of Suburbia 908. Thank you. You're very smart here. And Casey Jones, yeah, you got it too. What in the world? This shooter, Luigi Mangione, or however you say his name, he has ties. He has the 128 code on his thing, and in gematria, bridge collapse equals 128, like the city he's from. I just showed you the city that he has on his ID equals 128 in the same cipher. And he has ties to Maryland, which equals 128, and San Francisco. The Super Bowl that was called the Blackout Bowl was between San Francisco and Baltimore. The two brothers, the Harbaugh Bowl. Okay, do you guys understand? They're telling you that this is more connection. Okay, the guy is connected to the two cities that were in the Blackout Bowl. And don't forget, guys, if the blackout happens, it will be the power grid collapsing. And the word power grid equals 128. Okay, so this 128 code is about bridge collapsing and power grids. Okay. Joseph saying his cousin works for the Trump team in Maryland. Yeah, so I mean, don't forget he was arrested in Trump, or he was. Joseph said he was arrested 8 months, 8 days from his cousin's birthday. Don't forget, guys, 188 minutes is 1 hour and 28 minutes. Okay. So, but let's draw some parallels that I haven't seen anyone talk about yet. The first thing you should think of when you hear the name Luigi is Super Mario Brothers. You should immediately think of Mario and Luigi, right? And why is that important? Because I'm talking about the Super Bowl that this guy's representing is the Blackout Bowl, and it was between two brothers, the coaches. The two brothers that coached in the Blackout Bowl are connected to San Francisco and Baltimore, and the guy who's Luigi is the brother of Mario, and he represents these two places as well, right? He also represents Hawaii, and I just told you guys this is all connected to Pearl Harbor. And where was Pearl Harbor? It was in Hawaii. Where's Barack Obama supposedly born at? Hawaii. Where was the Maui fires of in 2023? Hawaii. So all these places in this guy's story are specifically chosen to fit in with the narrative. Now, who is Luigi? Well, Luigi. So they were saying that Luigi Mangione had a ghost gun. Let me show you. Right here, Mangione, or however you say that name. I might be saying it wrong. They're saying that Mangione had a ghost gun. Whatever, I haven't heard that term before, to be honest. A ghost gun. So Luigi has a ghost gun. And what if I told you that in the video game that came out in 2013, the year of the snake, guys, let me repeat this again. The video game with Luigi having a ghost gun that came out in the year of the snake, where the Blackout Bowl was happening, was called Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. Do you guys get it? Dark, black, blackout. This game came out in 2013, the year of the Blackout Bowl between the two brothers. Luigi Mangione is connected to the two brothers in San Francisco, the two brothers that coach the Harbaugh brothers. Okay? In this movie, or in this game, Luigi carries a vacuum cleaner that sucks ghosts into it. It's literally a ghost gun. It sucks ghosts into his. He shoots it at them, right? And it sucks them in. So Luigi Mangione has a ghost gun, and Luigi in Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon has a ghost gun. Now, on top of that, Luigi's Mansion. Get it, guys. Luigi's Man. Do you see the word man in there? They're literally telling you about this game. Luigi's Mansion. Well, what's the name of this guy? His name is Luigi Mangione. Mangione, right? So literally his first name, Luigi, goes perfectly with Luigi's Mansion, Luigi's Mangione, right? How do you say that name? I'm probably saying it wrong half the time, but Mangione, whatever. What are the chances of that? That the guy's last name even has the first three letters man in it, like Luigi's Mansion. Now, how does this tie to the moon? Did I not just show you a Japanese character in my last decodes in WWE coming out to a blood moon and spitting black venom on people's faces? Did I not just show you guys that in my prior decodes in the last couple weeks? Shinsuke Nakamura, Black Mist. Let me go to Google because this search thing doesn't ever bring stuff up. Shinsuke Nakamura dressed as a samurai. Remember, how does this all tie together, guys? This ties to Japan. Okay? Who created Mario Brothers? It was created by Shigeru Miyamoto, a Japanese guy. Okay? And just last week, there was a Japanese wrestler named Shinsuke Nakamura, who's connected to Pearl Harbor, by the way. He's spitting out. He's dressing in a black attire, and he's spitting black goo into people's faces like a snake spits its venom, right? Think about it. He's acting like a snake, guys. The way he moves, the black venom coming out of his mouth, spraying it into people's eyes and blacking them out. Like there's lots of blackouts in a snake ear. I just showed you this. Go back and watch if you guys are just getting in. You guys aren't going to understand, but blackouts, there's lots of blackouts in snake ears. Okay? Now, the guy who created the Mario Brothers is a Japanese guy. Okay? Now we have this story of Luigi pointing us to the Mario Brothers. Okay? And he has a ghost gun, and he connects to Luigi's Mansion, Dark Moon, and Shinsuke Nakamura, the Japanese guy, is now coming out with a blood moon. And when is the next blood moon, guys? It's in March. I've been telling you guys this. Shinsuke Nakamura, the blood moon. This is really the only decode I need on my whole channel right now. This whole thing with Shinsuke Nakamura, I'm telling you, is pointing us to March. I mean, you can never be 100% sure what's going to go down, guys. Maybe something doesn't happen, but this is too obvious, okay? Japan is the land of the rising sun, but they're turning it into the land of the rising moon, the rising blood moon. So March 14th, 2025, the blood moon. Don't forget, Shinsuke Nakamura debuted his blood moon character 105 days before the blood moon, and blood moon equals 105. Now, why is this so perfect, guys? Because not only did Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon come out on March 2013, look at this. The snake year, guys. This was the snake year 2013, Luigi's Dark Moon. And now this year in the snake year, we're going to have a blood moon. And, March 20th, 2013, this was 7 days after the Pope became Pope. Do you guys understand this? This was 7 days after Pope Francis became Pope in the year of the snake, Luigi's Dark Moon. Okay? And this is all connected to XRP too, guys. I can't even leave this out. This whole thing is absolutely positively connected to the markets and the money and XRP and Bitcoin. 100%. Now, I want you guys to notice something here about this dark moon. When they released this dark moon, they declared this the year of Luigi. So let me find that. Hold on. Here it is. The snake year in 2013, when the blackout bull happened, was literally also called the year of Luigi. So randomly, they came out in 2013, right after the snake year started, and the guy said that we're gonna call this year the year of Luigi. This was exactly a month before Pope Francis became Pope, and they declared this on February 14th, the year of Luigi, the snake year. Now, Luigi is known for his green attire. This upcoming snake year in 2025 is the green wood snake. So why do you think they're pointing us to this Luigi thing right now? Because Luigi is known for his green, okay? So does that mean we're going to get some green markets? Like when markets go up, it's considered going green, like green candles, right? Maybe it goes up before it crashes more, right? I think it will for sure. But they declared the year of Luigi and the year of the snake, which is exactly why you have this character being put in our face right now, because the year of Luigi was the year of the snake. Okay, like literally almost the whole year of the snake in 2013 was also called the year of Luigi. Okay, February 14th. When did the year of the snake start? In 2013. Guys, the year of the snake started on February 10th, 2013. The year of Luigi started 4 days later. All right. What are the chances of that? Year of the snake, February 10th, 2013. Year of Luigi, February 14th, 2013. And look, the year of the snake went to January 30th, 2014. The year of Luigi ended just after that, March 18, 2014. Okay, so it's almost the whole year was connected with Luigi and the snake. And don't forget, snakes often have green skin. Reptiles are reptilians, right? Reptiles, green skin. We just had the movie released called Emerald City, or not Emerald City, but Wicked. And in that movie, it's all about the witch who has green skin. So this green is all connected to this year of the snake, because we're also in the year of the green wood dragon right now, but we're going to be moving into the year of the green wood snake. Now there's a lot more I can show you here. So this Luigi guy, his name is on his fake passport. His name is Mark Rosario. So do you guys get the joke here? His name is Luigi, and if you guys look very closely at his fake name on his ID, what do you see in there? Do you guys see something that connects to Luigi? Mark Rosario? What do you see there? Let me type in the name Mark Rosario. Okay, so here's the guy's fake name. 138, like Donald Trump. He equals Donald Trump in two ciphers, first of all. You literally see the word Mario in here. So separate the K and separate the ROS. What do you get here? So in the middle, you have the word K Rose, like rosary, right? Catholic. He's Italian, Catholic, the Vatican, Italy. Rose, the Venus Rose. That's a huge connecting to this too. But again, yeah, the mark of the beast is also in there. Mark. But look, you have Mario in his name. Mario, Mario. Like his name is Luigi and his fake name is Mark Rosario, Mario. Like, and in the middle you have the rose. I still haven't quite figured out what the K rose is. The K is the 11th letter, so there could be something there. Maybe some of you guys in the chat are smarter than me with that, but anyway, you have the word Mario in there. Rosario means pink. Yeah. Rose Arc. That's interesting. You also have the mark, like the mark of the beast. Yeah. Much love to Joseph Aquaviva, and big shout out to 7-1 who's in the chat. Make sure you guys go check out his channel, and make sure you guys check out guys, please hit the like buttons. If this doesn't deserve 200 likes, I don't know what does. There's still a lot more I could show you, actually. But anyway, Mark Rosario, his fake name equals Donald Trump. Okay. In the same ciphers, 138 and 159. Now, again, I told you the year of Luigi was the year that Pope Francis became Pope, right? So this guy, he was known for this Luigi. He was known for taking out the CEO of a company, healthcare. What was it called again, guys? What was the name of the company again? Could someone in the chat remind me? Yeah, Mangione also equals 138, just like his full name, or the full name Mark Rosario. Can someone remind me what the name of the company was that this Brian worked for? United Healthcare. Yep. So let's look at that. United Healthcare. All right. So here's the number 589. And you guys know I've talked about this number before. So the guy is known for taking out the CEO of United Healthcare. That equals 589, like Donald Trump. Okay, 589 is a number connected to Ripple XRP. Remember the riddle XRP 589. The Riddlers were posting that XRP would go to 589, right? Donald Trump equals 589. United Healthcare, who Luigi shot the CEO of United Healthcare, equals 589. The same cipher is Declaration of Independence equals 589 in the same cipher. Okay. Now remember, I told you the year of Luigi was right after the Pope became Pope. So what if we measure from the day the Pope became Pope to the day that they revealed who Luigi was? Let's look at this, guys. Big number here. The Pope became Pope officially on March 13th, 2013. If you go to the day they revealed the name of Luigi, who took out the healthcare CEO, December 9th, how many days is in between, guys? So from the Pope's office to the Luigi reveal was 4289 days. Can anyone in the chat tell me what this prime number is? Oh, it's only the 589th prime number from Pope Francis to Luigi. Oh, there it is, guys. I just told you he took out the United Healthcare guy, which equals 589. Donald Trump equals 589. And 589 is a number that represents the reset in the riddles of the XRP riddles. You see this, guys? The 589 can represent a reset. Now let's go back to the March 1989 geomagnetic storm. Look how powerful they said this storm was. They said that this storm had a 589 peak DST. I just needed to add that 589 in there. So this solar storm that took out the grid, or that knocked out the grid for a bit in the Sneer of the Snake. Look at this. March 13th, 1989, exactly to the date that Pope Francis became Pope. I just measured from March 13th, 2013, the year of the snake, 4289 days later, which is the 589 prime, Luigi is revealed, right? And Luigi was part of the snake year when Pope became Pope. And now if you go back to March 13th, 1989, when the blackout happened, they say that the peak DST was 589. So tell me if that's a coincidence. Now, on top of that, this Luigi game called the Dark Moon, right? It had its new release. Guess what, guys? They just happened to release a updated version of Luigi's Mansion this year on June 27th, the year that Trump annihilated Joe Biden in his debate. So is that a coincidence? Now, what if you measure from the day that the Pope became Pope to this re-release of the Luigi's Dark Moon on June 27, 2024? What do you get? Let's see. How about that, guys? 589 weeks. So from the Pope becoming the Pope to the new release of the 2024 Luigi release, the video game, 589 weeks. From the day that the Pope became Pope to the revealing of Luigi Mangione as the shooter was the 589 prime days. Okay. And he took out the United Healthcare guy, which equals 589, like Donald Trump. So there's a huge 589 riddle here. And again, this does tie back to XRP, because one day before they revealed the shooter as Luigi, Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, was on 60 Minutes. Look at this. Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, on 60 Minutes, one day before Luigi is revealed as the shooter. And this is not any little show, guys. 60 Minutes is a nationwide show that millions of people see. And the CEO of Ripple is on 60 Minutes one day before. And Ripple is tied to the 589. And I told you it was 589 prime days after the Pope became Pope. And but what about this, guys? What if I told you that his name, Luigi Mangione, if you type it in the calculator, it equals Ripple Labs Inc. You see this? Luigi Mangione, whatever, equals the company that creates XRP, Ripple Labs Inc. Let me just show you guys with this so you guys can see what I mean here. 136, 215. Oh, what a coincidence. One day before Luigi Mangione is revealed as the shooter, Ripple Labs Inc. CEO Brad Garlinghouse is in 60 Minutes, and the company Ripple Labs Inc. just happens to equal Luigi Mangione. Oh, and 2 ciphers too, not just one. Not only that, There's actually more, guys. There's way more connecting this with XRP. The name Luigi equals 58 in the same cipher as XRP. Oh, what? That's probably just another coincidence. Probably just another coincidence with that. Um, but yeah, if we go back to this video game called Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, and we type that in, it's gonna be a direct match to Bradley Kent Garlinghouse. Let me show you who Brad Garling. I'll get him up. Hold on. So his full name, the CEO of Ripple, Bradley Kent Garlinghouse. What does that equal? 253, 125. So the full name of the Ripple CEO equals Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. Okay, and again, one day before Luigi the shooter was revealed, Bradley Kent Garlinghouse was on 60 Minutes. Okay. So I mean, it's just crazy. Like, and everything's going on, with XRP right now and with Trump. XRP is tied to the 589, and Donald Trump equals 589. United Healthcare equals 589. So, you know, Brad Garlinghouse slams 60 Minutes edit for admitting XRP legal victory. Yeah, so I think let me go into the chat, guys. I think I've gone on long enough here. Sorry for being so long-winded, but there was so much I needed to talk about, and in fact, I haven't even touched on all of it. But please leave your comments in the chat. If anyone has anything to add, please leave the comments, your info in the chat, and I'll have my eyes on the chat. And I just want to thank you guys all for, being here today. Let's see if we can get the likes up to 200 likes before we end the stream. Come on, guys. I know you guys are good. You guys can get to 200 likes. Casey Jones, he's asking me, when is the plane crash decode dropping? Well, guys, I'm super backed up. I have so much, and in matter of fact, I'm so overwhelmed because I took like a week off. I took a week off and then I got super backed up on info. So, airplane, there's airplane riddles going, and I think there'll be an airplane crash video tomorrow for you guys. Maybe just a normal video. But yeah, thanks, Casey, for all you do, and I know you're a big part of this decode. So I know that's why you want me to share it. But yeah, 1985. The 85 is a big number here. 1985 was Back to the Future. Yep, San Francisco has a connection to the Grateful Dead, which has a connection to Ripple. Yep. Hello, Betty. Nice to see you in here today. Hello, John 316. A virus on the internet can wipe out all crypto codes. Yeah, guys, think about this. What if they're talking about a virus that wipes out the internet? Okay. So just be prepared for something like that. It could very well be. Joseph Aquaviva, he's talking about the plane crash of Steve Mensch. Yeah. And Joseph, just wait till you see how this is tied to the whole plane crash narrative and the manifest show and Donald Trump. Wait till I reveal my plane crash code, guys. I mean, there's also a huge riddle for a plane crash in the Year of the Snake. Do you guys remember the movie Snakes on a Plane? Again, big shout out to Casey Jones Astrology for bringing this one up. But don't forget, snakes on a plane. So you have that connection between snakes and planes. And Donald Trump had a mechanical issue on his plane this year. And then we had a president of Tyler Perry Studios, Steve Mensch, died in a plane crash 1,776 days after Kobe Bryant died. and Kobe Bryant went down in a helicopter crash. Remember, in the movie Leave the World Behind, planes are falling out of the sky. There's blackouts, planes falling out of the sky, bridge collapses, internet going out, electricity going out. It's all the stuff that could happen. And again, I'm not trying to scare all of you guys. This is not to scare you. This is not to preach doom and gloom like this is going to happen. Honestly, I think the internet going down would be good for all of us. I mean, but the people might go crazy. But for me personally, if the internet went out, I would just have to accept it, and I would just have to do some stuff that's more go back into the real world more, right? Play guitar more, spend time with people more, go outside more, like so if the internet goes out, I guess we have to learn to live like we're supposed to be living probably, right? And again, I can't say that I can say that I do rely on the internet for the things that I do. The thing I enjoy doing, decoding, relies on the internet. So for me, it would suck, but at the same time, it would probably be a good thing. Yeah, touch grass like a snake, right? You know what's funny about Homosassa? When I was in Florida last, like a year and a half ago, I was near Homosassa, Florida. But yeah, Steve Mensch died. He was the president of Tyler Perry Studios, and he died in a plane crash. And president equals 133. Steve Mensch 133. Homosassa. Thank you, Joseph, for that. Buy lots of books. Yeah, I'm gonna have to buy lots of history and gematria books. So if the internet goes out, I can still. You know what, guys? It'll be funny. If the internet goes out, you're gonna find Cody in the house having a bunch of pieces of paper writing well, I'm not saying I'll do this for sure, but I'm making a joke, but you'll see me sitting on the table doing all of my gematria codes by hand, adding it all up by hand. But yeah, I mean, if that happens, we'll have to go back to the old ways. John 3:16 says we can chat via phone meetings. Ultimately, guys, if I can ever get enough money, I would like to like set up like a land where people can come, people that are aware of the truth, they can come and be together you know, in a place where everyone knows. I don't know. I always had dreams of doing that. Joseph says he'll have a party if it goes out. Okay, well, yeah. I mean, in a way, I think it is reason to celebrate. To be honest, I mean, it will suck because I know we all have a bit of an internet electronics addiction. I think everyone does, but I think it would be good. Sometimes you got to just rip the band-aid off, right? Just rip the band-aid off, get it over with, learn how to have real relationships again, learn how to do real things again. I think it is definitely needed. Big shout out to my brother in the chat, Kevin, KC Golfing. Whoa, that's an interesting. I didn't realize you changed your thing there, but you got the snake around a golf ball, man. That's crazy. But yeah, he says. Kevin says, "Woot woot! I think that's where we're heading." Yeah, this is my brother, Kevin. I mean, Kevin was one of my first supporters on my channel, so I got to give a big shout out to him. Thank you so much, brother, for always being there. Kevin says his kid's outside every day. I'd be outside more if I was the German weather right now is not very good. So, yeah, and Kevin, he's saying he was born in the year of the snake. He was born in 1989. Also, guys, I should probably release a video about Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift, born in the year of the snake. Friday the 13th is coming up, guys. Taylor Swift's birthday. Remember how big Taylor Swift was this year with her 13s. So we'll see if something goes down on Taylor Swift's birthday or like after that or one day after that. Lots of people in the chat saying they're born in the year of the snake, so I'm not saying it's a bad year to be born in. Um, thank you to all 210 people in the chat. Oh, and one of those people is my mama. Hello, mommy. Love you. Codemeister's mom's in the chat. Woot woot. I hope you're doing good today, mom, and I love you. Thank you for stopping by. Um, yeah, lots of Geminis also. Lots of decoders are Geminis, including me. You know, my mom was born in 1965 during that blackout. There was a blackout in 1965 also. Um, yeah, my mom was born in the year of the snake too. I don't know if my mom knows that, but now she does. Um, CMG it says, "Oh man, please excuse my language, Mr. Cody's mom." Yes, my mom does not like cussing so much, so watch your language. I was always getting in trouble if I cussed, and I still don't cuss very much, but maybe sometimes I let it slip. Don't tell my mom. Thank you, not of this world. I appreciate you. My mom is very. She was well ahead of the game. She was exposing the Illuminati when I wasn't even interested in it in like 20. Actually, in the year of the snake, 2013. I remember my mom was she was waking up to all this secret society stuff well before I was. So she's she's not as into the numbers as I am, but she definitely understands the symbolism and stuff. Yeah, I normally don't let any bad words slip out because normally I don't say a lot of bad words. I just my mom didn't raise me to have a filthy mouth, I guess. I don't like cussing. I just if I do it, it's usually just because I'm excited or angry or something, I guess. Oh yeah, case Kevin says his mom has the exact same birthday as Kamala. You know, my mom is not much younger than Kamala. My mom and Kamala are born very close apart too also. Thank you, not of this world. I appreciate that. And thanks to my mom again. But yeah, thank you guys for sticking around and please hit those like buttons, guys. We are 14 likes away from 200. Can we get there? Can we get to 200 likes for the first time ever on a live stream? I think we can do it. Thank you, Coffee Girl. Thank you guys all for showing love to my mom, and I know she misses me. I miss her. Um, Joseph said he was born on his mom's birthday. Yeah, I remember you saying that, Joseph. That's crazy. And then in your birthday and birthday equals 522 and you were born on 522. Ripple launched RLUSD? Really? My girlfriend's in the chat. Much love to her. Let's see if it's breaking news about Ripple here. So Ripple released their RLUSD. That's what my girlfriend says. So again, guys, more Ripple XRP stuff. Breaking Ripple Labs secures NFDS approval for RLUSD. Okay, so it looks like they just received the approval. I don't know if they've launched it yet, but Maybe I should take some of the profits I took out and invest in lower because maybe we're going up again. But yeah, that Joseph, that's crazy about yeah, I see XRP has jumped up on live stream. It jumped up from like low $2 to like 223 now. But yeah, Joseph, he's born on 522 and he's born on his mom's birthday and the gematria of birthday is 522. Birth date, birthday and birthing all equal 522. That's crazy. Another brother that I glad he made it. Chris Holding is in the chat. Much love to you, brother. Adam, so you're talking about Illusion. He's born on his dad's birthday. Well, that's crazy, man. So Joseph is born on his mom's birthday, and Adam Illusion is born on his dad's birthday. Wow, crazy. My girlfriend says they're launching it soon. They got approved. See, right when they were trying to scare everyone out, they dropped this news. And Spearson said, "World is nuts." Yeah, I think most of us would agree. Oh my gosh, guys. Oh my gosh. So here's a milestone. First ever. I'm pretty sure this is the first time ever I've done a live stream and I've reached 200 and over 200 likes during the stream. So thank you guys so much. 205 likes. We just broke a record here. So give yourselves a pat on the back. Yeah, they're going to be delisting USDT from Coinbase and they're listing RLUSD. Yeah. All right, guys. So how long have I been live here? Hour 37 minutes. We'll go for 5 more minutes. If there's anyone else that has anything else to say, please get it out now. And we'll wrap it up after that. So be on the lookout for a Taylor Swift Friday the 13th video, possibly. Be on the lookout for be on the lookout for a plane crash video. And yeah, we'll see what else, but there'll be more videos coming in the coming days. Um, let's see. Glad you were here also, Not of This World. I know you're all the way off in Oz, but thank you for making it tonight. Thank you for making it also, Visionary Vet. Dancing Deer Mojo, thank you also. Um, Dirk Zink, good to see you also, brother. Coffee Girl, as always, super supportive. Much love to you. Thank you to all the people that were already in the chat that left, you know. I know 7-1 was in here. Casey Jones was in here. So thank you, Tammy. And thank you to Big Pauls. I'm just giving up all the thanks, guys. I appreciate you guys. Very happy to have you. All right. Well, with that being said, I think that's a good place to wrap it up. And again, if you guys missed the beginning of the video, I think this is a video filled with information. And if you guys missed something, please go back and watch it. And I'll see you guys probably tomorrow or something with another video. But for now, love you, Mom, and much love to all of you also in the chat. And we'll see you guys very soon. And take care. God bless. We'll see you soon.